Hello and welcome to the Banker's View from Sibos video series, looking at all the hot topics here in Sydney. I'm Joy Macknight, Deputy Editor at The Banker, and I'm joined by Enno-Burghard Weitzel, who is Head of Trade Finance at Commerzbank. Enno, thanks so much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure.
What would you say are the hot topics or the topics under discussion, especially in trade services?
To me this year there's three types of topics. It's technology, which is all around blockchain, clearly, AI, machine learning, robots, automation. It's collaboration, because banks are forming consortia to solve problems that industry is having and no single bank can solve on its own. And it's the Brexit, which is keeping all us very busy.
So is there a lot of chat around Brexit?
Brexit is a focus topic because we as banks want to serve the industry, we want to serve our corporates, and there is a lot of tension around the banks, how they can say bridge March 29th next year for that scenario when we have a no deal solution. Because obviously banks are there to serve supply chains. Now if the services are broken, maybe even the supply chains are broken, and there may be the scenario that trucks are queuing up at Calais and not getting through, and eventually the supermarkets in the UK will become less filled than they are today. So yes, it's a big topic around here.
I wanted to talk a little bit about Commerzbank and its drive towards automation. And I know you're trying to sort of automate things altogether by 2022 in trade finance. Can you tell me how you're going to accomplish that? Sure.
I just mentioned that collaboration was one of the topics, and it is a focus topic of us. However, if we automate the processes within Commerzbank, we can be much faster because it's all driven by ourselves. So what we've been doing is we've been automating the workflow with the paper. So we brought in a small fintech called Conpend, which helps us automate that process. So it's an OCR, recognizing the documents, identifying it, and then extracting the data and putting it into the legacy back office systems. So with this, we are already in production, doing a pilot. The first results are excellent and hint to a very successful switch from paper, manual-based, to automated workflows. And you mentioned in your answer to the first question a lot around different emerging technologies. Which emerging technology do you think will have the most impact on trade finance? That's a very interesting question. However, I don't think it's one single technology, because in the answer to the last question I just mentioned, it's a combination of different technologies. Because even though I like technology a lot, thinking about how to solve the problems, we should always be technology agnostic and think of what is the best solution to an individual problem. And in the workflow that I just described, every single step of the workflow is requiring a different answer. And so it's a combination of automation, it's a combination of artificial intelligence, distinguishing the news from the noise, and so creating additional services and insights to our corporates, our clients, and then again, robotics process automation, which is basically taking the repetitive tasks that humans are actually doing right now and resolving it by a small system that is doing the job for them. And so creating freedom for those to focus their work, bringing in their experience on solving ambiguous questions that a system can't answer. Okay. My last question. Obviously, we're coming to the end of the Sibos here in Sydney, and next year it's going to be in London. Yes. What do you think are going to be the hot topics in London? Well, if I knew all that by heart, I wouldn't be working in banking, but make my money otherwhere. No. London is a very interesting location for next year's Sibos, because by November we will know what will be the solution to Brexit, or maybe we have a deal by then and know the details of the deal and may still sort out some of the open questions when it comes to actually delivering on what might have been agreed upon. So that's definitely one topic. Collaboration will be one other topic, because we, as said, we want to solve more and more problems that come up jointly by the banks and solve that non-competitive from the competitive space. And there's definitely the focus on the services that we can provide to our customers. And with artificial intelligence, say, distinguishing news from noise again, bringing new services to our corporates, that's definitely something where I think we'll see new answers to this.
Excellent. Thanks so much for your insights, Enno.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.